Please, just talk. Do something. Make a contribution. Do something, god damn it! Fucking speak!
Love and leg drops, bitches.
Peace, love, and leg drops.
Peace, love, and leg drops.
Peace, love, and leg drops. We love to crumb. We love to crumb. Peace, love, and leg drops.
Peace, love, and leg drops.
Fuck you.
After Party Hangover.
Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is the show that talks about a show that talks about a show. On today's episode, we have the controversial Mr. Continuity, the man who broke Jake. It is Stixadam. What is going on, my man?
Mangria, my man, what is shaking?
Nothing much. Just here to interview you and get to know you a little better. You were very entertaining in the question portions of Instagram and Facebook. It's an honor to get to talk to you.
Oh, the honor's on this side of the phone, my man. It's the honor's on the other side of the phone.
Well, let's start out every question. All the questions that we start out with first. The Instagram name. Explain Stixadam.
Well, Stix was a nickname I got in high school from a friend's brother of mine, and it just kind of stuck. And of course, Adam is my first name. So when I was choosing a Instagram handle, it just came to me. So it's just like, let's just roll with it.
Oh, nice. I thought you were like a Styx fan, like the band.
Well, don't get me wrong. I don't have any tour shirts or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. Well, how did all of this begin? How did your interest in wrestling start? How old were you? How did it all begin, man?
I don't really remember the age, but I was still in high school. I think it was about maybe 1998, 99.
Uh-huh.
I got turned on by WCW back on the, I think it was like WCW Saturday Night from the Power Plant.
Yeah.
And I would watch those on Saturday, and then they started running I believe it was like the recap videos from like Nitro. And I was like, holy crap, they got wrestling on Mondays. So I started watching Nitro, and then a friend of mine told me about WWF at the time on Monday nights on USA. So I started watching that, and then me, him, his brother, and then another friend of mine, they would all come up on Mondays, and then we would do the Monday Night War thing. We'd flip back and forth from WCW and WWF on Monday nights.
Yeah.
And so that kind of kept going on for a while, and then I've been interested in it ever since.
That's cool. Who was your favorite back then? Like, who was the top of your list in the Monday Night Wars?
It went back and forth between Stone Cold, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and then on WCW it was Sting until the Outsiders came to WCW. Then when they formed the NWO and stuff like that, I followed the Outsiders, and that was pretty much it. I kind of after Hall kind of had his issues. I still stuck with Sting and Nash.
Yeah. Well, how did you discover the Still Real After Party podcast?
I was on Facebook one day and was just kind of scrolling through, and I believe they had like a meme on there. I was like, holy crap, what's this?
Yeah,
So I
the memes.
clicked on the page. Oh God, the memes are they're phenomenal. I love them. And I clicked on the page, and then it said they had a podcast. So I listen to a lot of my podcasts at work, because otherwise I would probably this is mind numbing at work. It's just me by myself. So I was like, I'll listen to this. And I did. And freaking Zanka and Jake, man, I was just like, these guys, I relate with these guys with 99.9% of the stuff that they think about wrestling. I think about wrestling. So it's like, yeah, I love this. And then did the Facebook questions and Instagram questions. I was like, this is awesome. And so I was like, that's how I started liking a lot of their pages. I was like, this is awesome. Fan interaction. Plus these guys have the same thoughts that I have about wrestling. So it's like, I like these guys. Let's roll with them.
Well, that's cool, man. That's a good story. And you listen to it at work. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I do a lot of things. I run I'm technically like a floor tech, so I run like floor cleaning machines. So if I have headphones on for 85% of my job, so it helps out a lot with that. So I do a lot of that. I sweep stairwells, mop floors, stuff like that. Pretty much stuff that would make you bored out of your freaking mind.
That's exactly what I
Like,
do, man. I'm a custodian.
yeah.
So I do the same
I
thing.
consider myself a custodian, but a floor tech is like,
Yeah,
uh,
stripping and
a
waxing floors.
cooler name.
Yeah.
This is basically like telling you you're a custodian, but they give you a better, no, I shouldn't say a better sounding name, but like a just a different name.
Pretty much. So you're
Yeah.
saying that the question segments are your favorite segment of the SRAP?
Well, I like the whole show. Like I like getting other. I have my own opinions about wrestling, but I like listening to other people's opinions about wrestling, and I like hearing like what other questions people have about wrestling, because it kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot, or you kind of like when you watch so much wrestling, then when they ask questions about certain segments, sometimes you forget about some of the segments because there's just so much wrestling you intake.
Exactly.
I like listening about other people's opinions about wrestling too, so I like that too.
So you like the Outsiders in WCW. Did you like the Wolfpack NWO song? Was that your favorite theme song of all time?
Yeah, well, actually, I like the Outsiders, like the original one.
Yeah.
Then like when I didn't mind Hogan's, like when he had Jimi Hendrix, beginning of his, the Voodoo Child.
That song's badass, man.
And when I was a kid, I had like a white NWO shirt. My mom painted it red for me when the Wolfpack started up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was like I told my mom, I was like, oh, I would love like a red one. She's like, well, how much do you like your white one? I was like, well, I still like it. She's like, why don't I just paint the red over the white? I was like, okay.
Did she do a good job?
Yeah, it was adequate. I mean,
Yeah.
she didn't get any red paint on like the black or anything, so she did a pretty good enough job. I mean, when I was a kid, I was just like, it was cool because like, oh, now I got a red shirt.
Yeah. Your friends are like, how'd you get that, man?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had some. They're like, oh, you got one of those? I was like, yeah, you damn straight I do.
So who's your favorite superstar of all time then?
Well, I don't really have like one like back. I stick around with Triple H, but like now I like Kenny Omega.
Oh yeah.
Like I followed him from like around the New Japan time. I got a hold of like Kenny and those guys from the Being the Elite on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with like Kenny ever since then. Like I didn't get like New Japan Pro World over because I'm not going to stay up till like 6-7 o'clock in the morning to watch their matches over there, and plus I'm not going to pay like $10 to watch something on my freaking laptop.
Yeah, I don't watch that either.
But like, yeah, like Triple H, I've stuck around with, and when I went to college, I kind of dipped out of wrestling for a little bit. But what got me back in was when I was flipping the channels one night with my girlfriend, came across TNA on like TNN.
Yeah.
And the first match I saw on there was AJ Styles.
With his short hair, huh?
Oh God, yeah, when he was doing like the spiral tap, and him and like Samoa Joe, when Joe had like the blonde, like the little bit of blonde in his hair, when he had short hair before he went with the freaking mohawk.
It's their glory days.
Oh yeah, back when Christopher Daniels didn't look like a stiff board walking around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is your favorite match of all time a WWE match or a TNA match?
Actually, I'm gonna go with the match set that AJ had with Okada back when he was doing New Japan, when he became the, like, what was that? I think the third guy outside of like being a full-time New Japan Pro wrestler, when he became the New Japan Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Those
matches. They were good.
Oh, they were really good. I think they were I wouldn't want to say they're like AJ's best matches, but I would put them in probably like the top 7, top 10 of his matches of his career.
Yeah. Did he still do the Styles Clash back then?
Yep.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because I want to say, I think during that time when he was in New Japan, I don't know if he injured someone doing it, because I remember he came out with a T-shirt that says "Cashing checks and breaking necks."
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Damn,
there was a while.
New Japan don't play games, man.
Yeah, there was a time there when he didn't he wasn't doing it. Well, I believe he injured someone doing it.
Oh wow! Remember he almost killed James Ellsworth.
Yeah. But I would say like his favorite WWE match when he came to WWE was the SummerSlam that him and John Cena when he actually won.
Yes,
when he beat John Cena clean, when it like blew everybody's mind.
that was a good match.
Was I mean especially like when he debuted at the Royal Rumble, I lost my shit, man. I mean, it was like my girlfriend wasn't. I mean, I was pretty much here when I was watching by myself, and I'm pretty sure everybody was like, "Holy crap, what's going on with that guy?"
There were rumors about him joining. He was a free agent, and nobody expected him to come out at number 3 in the Royal Rumble. Man, that was incredible.
I was hoping he was going to go to WWE because, like, everybody has like a couple of wrestlers that they know about that are like, man, if this guy would just get to WWE, like get on WWE, get to that platform, get those eyeballs on him.
Yeah.
They would lose they'll lose their shit when they see this guy. And I was like, God, if AJ could just do that, even though he was like towards like I think he was like what 38, 39 years old at the time. It was like if he could just get that, and then they could go back and just like YouTube him and they could see.
Well, plus when you're in WWE, you can add a couple more zeros to the end of your paycheck. That helps you out in the long run. Okay, how about a gimmick match? There's all kinds of Hell in the Cells, Rage in the Cage, Penis in Uranus. Is there any special gimmick match that's your favorite?
3 Stages of Hell. I think the best one that one was the Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H one.
And Triple H won, huh?
Yeah, that was like the big one. I was like, because a lot of people are like, oh, this is when Austin, he won, and it was I don't know if it was one of the most gruelingest ones, but it's definitely one of the most entertaining ones.
Can you remember a time where where Stone Cold actually beat Triple H one-on-one?
Oh,
I can't think of it.
I really can't either. I mean, I think one of the biggest lost ones was when Triple H lost to The Rock. I remember when like The Rock I think they were facing each other. I think it was when Triple H was in the Authority and Stone Cold was coming off of his I think he had like his surgery and he was supposed to be in The Rock's corner. And then I believe when they started the match, like Stone Cold wasn't there and The Rock was getting like pretty much destroyed.
Yeah.
And then Stone Cold came back, and I think a lot of people were shocked when the Rock beat Triple H on that one. But yeah, I can't remember outside of that.
Damn, that's a good memory, man. I forgot about that.
Well, I mean, I can't remember a lot of things, but there's just certain things I can remember.
You have a certain part of your hard drive you keep special for wrestling.
Oh yeah, well, when you live in Iowa, there ain't shit to do outside of just watching like WWE Network matches. And my girlfriend watches. She'll throw it on just because there ain't anything on TV. So I'll just sit there and I'll be like, holy crap, I remember that. That was freaking awesome.
Well, growing up, did you play the WWE video games?
No, not really. I didn't get into like a lot of the WWE video games till late. Like when I was a kid, I played a lot of like Madden football and Sonic the Hedgehog, but I didn't get into a lot of them till they came 2K.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
If we made you in 2K19, what moves would you want?
Oh, that's really hard because I'd probably say like maybe a mixture of like Seth Rollins and AJ Styles because I like Seth Rollins since he's from Iowa.
Yeah.
Really, I'm kind of not really all that athletic.
What about finishing moves? Like what 2 finishing moves would you give yourself in a video game?
Probably like either the curb stomp or a spear. I couldn't do like any top rope stuff. I'd be like Kushida when he faced Walter at that end, when you try it and be like, whoop,
yeah,
end up getting like beheaded by a clothesline when I try it or something.
Well, speaking of finishing moves, we finally got the results and the last 2 moves in the finishing move crumb-offs. It has come down to the Claymore winning over the curb stomp, 54% to 46% versus the Kinshasa. I can't even say that at all. It won over the kill switch 53% to 47%. Well, Zanka helped me put that poll up to the people, and I'm shocked that those two moves actually made it. It's basically between a foot to the face and a knee to the face. And I don't know if you heard on the last, on this recent Steel Real After Party, but we're doing Wu-Tang names. And so I typed in your Instagram name, and your Instagram Wu-Tang name is Monkey Impressive.
Nice.
Your actual name, Adam Hagen, is Demon Noetic.
Hey, all right.
I've never heard of Noetic, but I'm just gonna assume it's cool.
Oh, I'm gonna assume so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought as long as it has demon in it, it's got to be cool.
Hell yeah! Did you ever finish cleaning out your mom's basement?
No, I still got a crap ton of stuff left to do, but it's gonna wait till the summer.
Oh, jeez.
It's like those Indiana Jones movies, man. I got tired.
Is it
Ran out.
hot or cold over there right now?
Well, like today, it's actually like mid 60s, but when I was doing it, it was freaking cold, and like one of my hashtags, there's a shit ton of spider webs.
Yeah.
And I was just, I can't, yeah. I was just like, no, I'm gonna finish what I do today, and then we're gonna wait till it's like 89 degrees. I can sweat my balls off.
Well, for Stixadam, I dug into my Facebook questions instead of my Instagram questions, and I have this one for you. If you found the mask from the Jim Carrey movie, not Rocky Dennis, put it on, became any current wrestler, who would you pick and what would you do?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I would become Adam Cole, and just to be able to be with lead like a faction that is draped in gold. Because right now, they're the top thing going in NXT right now. Outside of, I mean, they just this last week, they laid out Velveteen, and outside of having maybe a little bit of friction between, it seemed like there's built-in friction that they're going with him and with Cole and Roddy.
Yeah.
But I mean, those guys are going strong right now.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, I'll turn into Adam Cole so I can go bang his girlfriend.
Oh, that too. That's the logical answer.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
obviously.
Well, obviously, I mean, even if you didn't have a girlfriend, I mean, you could probably get any freaking chick right there. I could go to the main roster and get with Liv, and he could probably get freaking Alexa Bliss.
You know what I noticed about Adam Cole is he has the biggest forehead I've ever seen in my life.
I know. Well, I tell you what, if you go back to some of those Being the Elite episodes, he actually had to have surgery because they made fun of it that he was having like a devil horn come out. I forget
serious?
what it was. Yeah. He actually had surgery on something. I don't know if it was like a cyst or what.
Oh,
but
shit.
yeah, towards the end there, yeah, he did before he jumped over to WWE because I remember he had a Band-Aid.
I'm all making fun of him when he almost had cancer. Shit.
Hey, I'm all for making fun of him because he's naturally a better looking guy and could probably get any girl over what I could get. So hell.
And he's probably got the fattest NXT paycheck of all of them.
He's got to be. He's got to. Maybe Finn might be since he's coming back down, but I don't know. He's got to.
Well, let us start talking about the Steel Real After Party, episode 93, Tuesday Night Delight.
Let's do it.
They kicked it off by talking about open casket funerals, and Zanka is disappointed whenever it's a closed casket. What are your thoughts on this?
I could kind of see how Zanka would want it because, I mean, it's like if you hear somebody was like in an accident, you're like, oh man, there's like a little party, especially like me because I like watching like horror movies and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I kind of want to see what happened. But then you're like, oh, do I? Do you really?
It's like that morbid curiosity, but then you're thinking, oh, it's a little disrespectful.
Well, yeah, you don't want to show up to a freaking funeral and then lose your lunch.
Yeah, you don't want to show up to a funeral with a camera. It's like, hey, what are you doing with that? Nothing.
Yeah, research.
This guy fell off a building, right? No. Well, the funerals that I've been to have all been open caskets, and the corpses look weird. They look like wax figures to me for some reason. They got way too much makeup on, and it's just creepy. I would prefer closed casket. I don't want to see them all like way too much makeup and shit.
Yeah.
Also, Zanka dropped some a nice little new one-liner I like how he drops these one-liners like they're in regular, conversations, but I've never heard gayer than cum in a mustache.
Well, the funny thing is, the next week he never remembers them.
Yeah, I know.
So like if you're like me, you gotta, when you listen to it like the second or third time, you remember it, so that way you put it in the hashtag, and then when you either have Jake reads them or he reads them, it's like, did I say that? He's like, yeah, you said that last week. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Stixadam, Mr. Continuity, because there's one hashtag of yours I don't think I've ever heard on the show. Your hashtag waffle jalapeno. What the hell is that?
I believe he said that 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, he did? What was he talking about?
Oh shit, you would ask me that.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember either, but I just remember that. I remember because I remember I'm not really good at spelling, and I'm so bad at my spelling that my spell check on my phone has actually gone retarded itself. I mean, nincompoopish.
No, you don't gotta police yourself on this. We're not Jake.
Just in case you were wanting to go PG.
No, screw that shit.
But I actually had to look up how to spell jalapeno. So I just remembered it, so I was like, I'll throw that in there, because I remember I can do the Zenka no tan lines.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that.
Yeah, and that was way back. I think it was about maybe close to a year ago he said that, or maybe a little bit longer than that. So
you remember the frozen drumsticks and booty holes? Remember he said he was like fucking some chick in the freezer or something?
Yep.
That's where that came from. He doesn't even remember.
I know. It's like, with his checkered past, you would think he'd remember some of the bigger highlights of his past.
You made me laugh so fucking hard, dude. I think it was last week's after party. Your hashtag, because you started the hashtag Zenka for WWE commentary, and then you threw in there hashtag Jake for WWE ring setup crew, dude. That was so fucking funny. I was laughing so hard at work at that one.
Well, hey, I mean, I try not to be a mean guy, but when you got to give Jake something. You got to throw him every once in a while.
Yeah, you could put like Jake for door greeter.
You can put him for makeup artist, because he'd be trying to hit on all the chicks, or he'd mess up their makeup.
Well, only the white blonde chicks, to be fair.
Oh yeah, blue-eyed, blonde-haired chicks, yeah.
And only if the pussy tastes like blueberry muffins. That's another new one.
Cinnamon toast farts.
That's not something I ever thought of when eating out a chick is, this tastes like blueberries. If it did taste like blueberries, I'd be like, you should go to a doctor.
Yeah, I'd be like, you might have an issue there with that. That's something I never had before.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I do agree with both the guys when they said that Andrade needs his name back, because Andrade Cien Almas, that just has, some gravitas to it. Like Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, it sounds better than just Andrade.
Yeah.
It's like
Ali with the Mustafa Ali. That Ali works, but Andrade, he needs his name back. Okay, I'm gonna play you 2 clips. One clip is from the podcast that I thought was fucking hilarious.
Bray Wyatt was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
When he looked Seth, why are you doing this to me? I almost cried.
It was good.
It touched me. It was like when my dad left me. I was like, where are you going?
Perfect, dude. Left for steak, never came back.
So many. No, he didn't smoke. He just left because it was me.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Either way,
don't blame him.
So many emotions.
You see, that's proof right there that Jake can be funny too.
oh yeah, Jake has a moment every once in a while in the episode where he does say something funny. It's like, yeah, you're stepping your game up, Jake. All right, my man.
I think by sitting next to Zenka all this time, he finally is picking up on the improv.
Yeah, something's rubbing off from Zenka on the Jake.
And another funny part was them discussing the Firefly Funhouse segment where they said that Bray Wyatt should burn down Seth Rollins' house, and Becky will run outside with her hair on fire holding a dildo. That was fucking funny, dude.
Well, you know, the funny thing would be is if it was like the spinner belt, but like only in like a dildo fashion, where like the dildo is actually spinning.
And John Cena's face is on there.
Well, yeah, exactly, but we can't see him.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. And the other clip I'm gonna play is actually thanks to you. Your Facebook question, dude. Let me play it right now.
I don't know why I thought this. I really don't.
Zanka stopped the podcast for this.
It's just because I feel bad, but it was like my first reaction because I was like, go for the funny. Ask the question, and I'll tell you. This is what happened in the break where I hit the stop button because I feel like an asshole for doing that.
If you could own...
Wait, first, realize I'm joking.
Sure. If you could own one piece of memorabilia from wrestling history, what would it be?
The faulty bungee cord from Owen Hart's fall.
That was fucking funny. If he would have just let that play out the first time, I think that would have been the LOL line of the pod for me.
Oh yeah.
But thanks to your Facebook question, dude, that was fucking funny. What did you think when he said that when you first listened to it?
Well, first it was just like, oh man, really? But then it's like, yeah, because it's like one of the, like, I don't want to say bigger moments, but it's kind of like one of the like sadder moments. Is like because you lost somebody who was like, we don't know what his future would have been.
It was
he was
massive, tragic moment in history. But yeah, you are correct. Like, what could have been?
It changed so much. It changed so much in WWE.
Yes.
Like how they handle stuff. Like, do you think we're ever gonna see like someone come down like Shawn Michaels did at WrestleMania off that zip line?
Never.
Because now they're so afraid to do that stuff now.
I'm surprised they let New Day come out of a cereal box.
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised that they've done a lot of things.
Yeah. You can tell when they stopped the podcast, by the way, because I was listening to it and there's this tiny little audio noise that you could tell where it was cut. And I was like, uh-oh, what did he say?
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
Well, man, you and Mr. Tryon are two of my favorite people in the questions and the hashtag segments of the show. I just got to give you your props, man. Bravo.
Hey. I think you've got to, because everybody is literally every week, everybody in the SRAP army, their game is stepping up. But if you don't step your own game up, then you're gonna get left behind.
And does it disappoint you sometimes when Zanka like rushes through all of your hashtags? He goes hashtag WWE commentary, hashtag. You don't really.
It kind of does, but
enjoy
it kind of does. But I also like when I see the podcast, look at the podcast, and you see how long it is. It's like, yeah, I mean, he's got like the attention span. They both probably got the attention span of a gnat,
pretty much.
So yeah, this is like we got to go, we got to get this through and stuff like that. So I understand.
All right, man. Well, do you have anything to plug? Do you want to shout out anybody or anything right now?
I just want to say thanks to you, thanks to Zanka, thanks to Jake, and thanks to the SRAP Army for making wrestling enjoyable. Because I mean, if they didn't, if you don't get multiple opinions and just even like the criticisms and even the jokes they're just awesome. And I just want to say shout out to you guys and thank you guys, because you guys, plus also like I think we all make everybody step their game up for like the questions and even like the hashtags. So once you get done, you got to listen to the podcast more, but also you got to step your game up, because if you have a stupid question, it's like when you listen to it, it's like, oh man, really? I asked that.
Also, we got to step our Facebook questions up because someone's called it out as being horrible. So I think this coming week, I'm going to try and think of a good one.
Well, also too, like, what was it, like a couple weeks ago, you get those, like, I even put it as a hashtag, was like, you get those bots of like those ones who like ask the questions, is like, who asked this? And then you kind of go back and you look and it's like, is this person real?
Yeah, it's kind of funny too when they get the foreign people asking questions. Like, you know they're foreign, but you don't want to be mean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why is wrestling? You're like, what?
Yeah, it's like, have you ever watched a wrestling match before? It's like, is this your first time? Like, have you listened to the episode?
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what you're partaking in?
Alrighty, man. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the interview segment. And as always, all hail Linda's Bush. Thank you again to Stixadam for being a great guest this week. And now it's time for the plugs. Instagram, you follow the podcast at Still Real to Us. You follow the host of the podcast at Afterparty Jake, at Afterparty Zanka. On Facebook, go ahead and search Still Real Afterparty. Hit that like button. And to cover up them nips with that merch, you go to shop.spreadshirt.com/stillrealafterparty. You can get shirts like the Afterparty Hangover shirt or All Hail Linda's Bush. Show that support. We got a future project coming up, and also APPW will have its very first pay-per-view coming very soon. Jake promises it's going to be great. Can't wait to see it. So thank you all for listening. Until next week, all hail Linda's Bush.